Hi, if you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, my name is Steph. We are going to be scrying an Inkblot I've made in the name and honor of Raaji, or Opal Oracle. Thank you so much. In gratitude for all that you do from the Capricorn Collective, this scry is for you. We're going to scry the ink. We're going to add on tarot and oracle. And as well, we have Ghost Tube here kicking for any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate. Please do receive or release freely, of course. Anyone else that is here, please feel well to receive any messages with meaning as we are amidst our interconnected nature. All right. I'm going to open up. You're welcome to join me or fast forward through when you're ready. Taking a nice big breath. Closing the eyes and cleansing the palate. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name in honor of
Have we met?
Raaji. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Some notes that came up as I was creating the Inkblot, and I'll just ramble them off, is the quote, "I have a dream," the pink ladies from Greece, gypsy, smoking area sister, witch in the woods, Bigfoot. And Bigfoot specifically came through with, excuse me, the way they leave, or the lore is that they like break branches and things in the woods that make symbols that are signs to other people. It's really like a talking mechanism. It feels like a natural language, something about the land and natural language. And then singer-songwriter came through. So there you go. We'll leave that over there. All right. Let's dig in here. Let's see if I can adjust this without making it too wobbly. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to yourself and allow your psyche and psychic senses to communicate. Yes, we are friends. All right. As well, we had a paranormal poker hand +1 come out. I will get to those in a moment. So I'm seeing... I feel empathic up here, like a fountain of frequencies, a fountain of, I'm also seeing a thunderbird and I'm seeing glasses. I'm also seeing some kind of bird that it's almost like a blue jay bird. I don't know. It's not actually a blue jay, but it's blue jay inspired. There's something about the color blue that's leading me into feeling empathically, ethereally, emotionally. Okay, yeah, maybe it is something about the hair, or it's like the hair standing up on the back of my neck. And I kind of feel like when I step into this through the glasses and the ears, it's like I might be like clairaudient and clairsentient simultaneously, but it moves through the frequencies of feeling.
Wednesday.
Specifically. Interesting that you say Wednesday, because I get this feeling of like Wednesday Addams, like somehow I might have been misunderstood or even within myself, because I see a lot of dark and light simultaneously when I look at this bust. And it's like, oh, am I somehow disfigured in some way, shape, or form from what's normal? I kind of feel like I attract, yeah, I'm going to use that term. I attract and interact with both the light and the dark. And I do my best to stay the course. Stay the course is how I'm hearing that.
I can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you. There's also, I don't know what they are. They're talking to my, it's like I have two sets of ears. Again, I'm in the hair. When my hair stands up, I listen. This thunderbird feel, but it looks like a Sasquatch thunderbird. Something that's lore. There's another word, but I don't know it. Mythos and magic. But with all this, like, it's like there's love doves of like spirit working with my feeling. And way, way deep in here, I'm not sure if you can see it with me. I'll do my best. Like way, way deep in here, I'm going to see if they are... I think they're lions, and they're kind of like this feline energy, you know, like cats have that particular like, like there's a little in there. It's very fun. So with these glasses, and I'm also seeing the movie The Crow, like the actual movie, The Crow. Something also about like a vigilante kind of feel. And then there's this squinty eyes. You know how like some people put their glasses up and then like squint to see? That's how I'm seeing that. I have this ability to like squint to see spirit, or squint to see the spirit of things. The spirit of not just in the afterlife aura, but perhaps of elements and energies. And I keep wanting to come specifically to land. Also textures is coming through, like textures speak to me. They make me feel a certain way. Some are very, it's like almost what's that? I don't know if it's autistic or something along that lines, but when you can't have certain textures around you, but at the same time, there's like this lavishness of them. But then there's some, like if it's on your, you're like, no, this is how it's making me feel. It's like, no. Yeah, so we'll carry on. When I'm in here, I am seeing from the pirate ship, the movie The Goonies. Is it Chunk? Or maybe it's not Chunk, but it's the big guy, like, be my friend. Like, he's very kind. And it makes me feel like either, again, in that Wednesday Addams, it's like, oh, she is to be feared in some circles. But at the same, you're such a friendly friend. That's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm like, she's such a friend. Like, Wednesday, she's just so friendly. I don't know what you're talking about. That's how it's making me feel. And then it's like, even in that, in the movie Grease with the pink ladies, and I don't know why that came up, but it reminds me of how I draw it in, is this feeling of the balance of like the pink ladies, the pink coats, but they're very cool, like the cool girls, you know, that would go behind the school and smoking area. And I don't even know their role in the movie 100%. I can't remember, but it's not the point. But I feel like they're very much so mixed in with like the dudes and the cars and the races. Is there races in there? Maybe I'm thinking like Fast and the Furious. It doesn't matter. But there's something about that. Like there's a presence. There's a presence about the way I feel. But again, it feels very friendly. Feels very friendly. But it could like easily be misunderstood. That's how I'm gonna lead that. There's a lot of eyes. There's a lot of eyes. This Thunderbird, Bigfoot with wings. Oh, I feel like I'm seeing something, but I can't. Again, because it feels like it's a mythos, like it's not a real thing. It might even be like a shadow spirit guide. It feels very, very protective. You know, people say I got eyes on the back of my head. I feel like you have eyes on the top of your head. That's where that is. Okay, there's this goddess energy in here. This goddess energy feels like from a different time frame. Long hair, or maybe even you have yourself. I don't know. There's hair to about here.
Wednesday.
And it is of okay. It's something about, thank you, Wednesday again, because that's the image I'm seeing, is like Odin's daughter. Does that make sense? I'm going to throw that out there because that's exactly the way I heard that. Odin's daughter. There's something in my speech. I have an I in my throat, and it's almost like I can see it like a perfect storm. And it's always like in this yeah, okay, I'm just going to leave that there for a second. It's almost like
planet.
Yeah, I can see the planetary energy there. Like he's right in here. It's like this is my masculine and this is my feminine. Now this could be soulmatey and all that kind of good stuff, but that's not the rabbit hole that I want to travel down, because I feel like there's something about this feminine energy.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? With this masculine planetary energy, you might even have like a masculine planetary parent that you're still very much so connected to. I'm seeing rubber duckies in a bathtub. A rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. I got water. water. I feel like there is a, you know, like when they find in archaeological digs, and there's these statues, feminine or masculine, expressed, but they're like, oh, this is the goddess of fertility. This is the goddess of this, or something along that lines. I feel like I either really resonate with that. There's one specifically, or I can sense my energy of an existence that I had. It's kind of imbued in that. Thank you. It's a little Egyptian-y. It's Egyptian-y. Pharaoh-y. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Absolutely. If we're here for Raaji, sorry, Opal Oracle. Okay, I don't think it's... Why isn't this like coming off the tongue? Sorry. King Tutankhamun? Some pharaoh. Anyway, I'm sorry. Excuse my ignorance. It's not like King Tut. Maybe it's King Tut's son. And then it's like bringing me into like Cleopatra. It's the essence of this. But then I feel like there is one specific Egyptian energy.
I'm going.
All right. Thank you for being here. And I think he was the one that... I want to say Anunnaki as well. But I know that's not the name of the Egyptian person that I'm trying to speak of. Doesn't matter. I don't need to fit it. And he was like the pharaoh or the god, I don't know, again, and trying to get everyone to look at the sun, like all the other deities or all the other pharaohs, to worship the sun. And there's a feminine energy there. But it's almost like I could have played a role in a supportive way in this household, a supportive household, maybe of this. Like I was there for that time. Oh, I don't know if that makes any sort of sense, but we're going to leave it there.
I am in pain.
I feel like when I hear that, I'm seeing these, I almost wanted to call them dragons, but I don't actually see them as dragons yet, unless there's those storms again. There's this clear channel. It's almost like a weird abduction feel. Because I'm seeing that movie, if my nose is super itchy. Oh my goodness. Like my mind is going blank, blank, blank. I don't know if something's like, okay, it's that perfect storm kind of feeling, discerning and deciding. Okay. It's like my earthly existence, the comedy and the tragedy, the joy and the pain of it. But there's been a certain amount of pain that I'm stepping into right now. I had a dream. I have a dream. I have. Something, okay, so here's something interesting as well. The throat chakra in the front, and then also the throat chakra vortexy in the back, these medicine wheels. And it's like I'm literally seeing it as a cone. A lot of past life stuff. And it's like here in the present. Okay. I have no idea if any of this makes sense, but thank you for being here with me. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe. And thank you for coming along this scry or adventure with me. This is fantastic. Somewhere out there, over the rainbow, I swallowed something of importance. It's like when somebody swallows drugs to hide it. But I feel like I swallowed a pearl. And this has been either other people, places, or things, different energies, different existences, different
Never.
timelines. Look for this. Seek out this. Oh, hilarious. It's an opal. It's iridescent. And I had to swallow it to protect it. Because I can speak from different timelines of sorts. Okay, let's look at these cards. Intuition. See if I can do this. I'm going to flip that Inkblot in a moment as well. I just want to see if anything else comes through. The underworld. Rooted. Mischief. Oh, you have lots of cards that came through, okay. Healer. Graveyard. And protection. See, the ghosts of the past. Can I do that? Does that make it better or worse? Sorry. There's always a... There we go. I'm going to do that. Figuring it out. There we go. These energetic, empathic... Okay, it doesn't matter. These ghosts of protection, I want to insert up at the top there. And the message that this card says is, this is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. Some, like, that's what I'm talking about. I feel like there's this, I just heard that song. My house is a very, very, very fine house, fine house. The blood that flows of lifetimes, the energies that I carry and I remember. It's like people try and like drill in. I say people, energies, entities from... They can like, it's like the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot lore. And again, that also might be something in your land, these mythical creatures that are really dimensional jumpers. That's why they seem like a myth, because it's like you can't hold on to them, even though they interact with the woods, they interact with the natural language, but it's like you might be able to read that. It's like signs and symbols of where you've been. And it's like this calling into the woods, like that old witch feel. Old witch in the woods. And all of these parts of me that have passed now protect me. They are part and parcel of the protecting of this. Okay, footprints. There's those like Bigfoot footprints. I don't know if somebody around you or in and of yourself is like flat-footed or something along that lines. Again, or I see footprints, it's like, you know, putting powder around. And I can see the footprints. These energies, entities, it's like they try to drill in to what you know. And then as soon as I said that, I saw like Odin wink. Rooted in this reality right now, there's been some mischief afoot. And it's like this healing with the eye and all the different eyes up here. The healer and the intuition. It's like I carry sight from other oracles that I have embodied. It's like being a shapeshifter, but I shift into shapes that I have been or been around. Households again is coming through. Households. I want to read this from the healer. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth. a river of mercy
Did.
blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. And then even with this underworld card and some mischief in this, possibly this current rooted reality, you're aware of it. But again, it's like you have a shadow guide and you have a shine guide. Okay, I'm going to flip this. Leave that up there if anything else. I'm seeing 2 copper cups. Cheers. And smooch. Yeah. Like, it's like a peanut shell with the 2 peanuts in it. Maybe it's been something about love or just a relationship with the masculine feminine energies. Okay, we're surreal story, so I'm not going to try and make it fit into anything. I'm seeing fire turtles.
You are annoying.
I get that all the time. Don't worry about it. Maybe you do as well. I don't know. Fire turtles. These turtles are talking, but they burn against that solar plexus space. And it's with red root. It's like burning the blood of what was and cleansing it. It's like solar powered. It's like some folks are very moon powered, and you have that with the underworld. And that's one kind of, it's like the healer and the intuition. One's working with the moon, one's working with the sun. Solar energy, moon energy. There's no other way to say that.
Over here.
I'm going to keep going. I'm seeing an octopus. What's this little conversation? Hold on, let me get my Scrying out. Okay. It's something about an arm wrestle. You when you get ready to arm wrestle, you're like, let's do this. That's what it makes me feel like. Let's do this. And it's almost like interesting. It's as though I have an audience when I say that, of this arm wrestle. Like, oh my goodness, they're going to arm wrestle. Maybe it's a part of yourself or another aspect or with other people, places, or things. I don't know if people like to stand up and wrestle you or it has that feel. And yet, like a pink lady, again, I assume it's like, yeah,
I want one.
Tough cookie. But really, we're friends. This is how it's feeling. Like, really, we're not enemies. But everyone else thinks we are. Like, somehow they've geared it up to be that way. And then instead of doing the arm wrestle, we listen. You're like, what do you have to tell me? What do you have to tell me? Oh, and they're like, oh, I thought you guys were not, I thought you guys were on opposing sides. And you're like, no, yeah, with the cyborg. See, that's exactly how that feels. It's like the mask comes off from this thing. It's like, no, we're actually partners. This lady of airships, I want to plop in right up there in regards to this fire turtle, this solar turtle. There's a feeling that some sort of masculine energy, male expressed, might have taken something from me. Alternatively, another rabbit hole like shot right in if that happened, or in whatever way that may have happened.
Humiliate.
Somebody else or another masculine energy came in to help save me. And this could be a guide, this could be a person, father, it's not my business who or what it is. Like some sort of thievery. And it could be see this mischief and underworld. It could have even been energetic. Like, and just some things happen and they're energetically draining, or it's like sometimes it feels like they took some sort of my essence, my energy. Okay, thank you. That's very helpful. See, all these lifetimes, I'll bring these up for you. All these lifetimes I can see in like this portal. And it's like there's different parts of me that call for help. And I hear them. And I'm on the waters of it. And I want to plop this card. It's all very yellow up here. So I want to place the yellow up there in the solar. And then this blue is like the blue down here. And if I may, it's kind of like this, again, sun and moon. But it's almost like my solar plexus and my throat work together. They are not... they work on different landscapes. I'm going to keep going here. If you're still with me, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm also seeing the Mad Hatter, the one specifically with Johnny Depp. Captain of Vengeance. See, and that kind of even brings me into the feeling of different energies. And I don't know if that's too bright. Let's see if I can dim that down. Easy, ring light, easy. Because you have these two masculine energies, perhaps of your own, or two prominent males in your life, or masculine energy. I feel like they left. Yeah, I feel like they left a little bit. And I left. I had to leave. And I had to find my own solarium. And that's how I feel when I'm here. Lucky sevens. I created my own luck. That death cycle of the spring-heeled jack. Something's tried to like tie my hands behind my back. And I had to like engineer my way out of it. Somebody thought they sunk a ship of myself, or maybe I did. But triumph. They did not. It actually, something made me stronger. Because again, there's like some sort of misunderstanding that, they're not friends, or I don't know what it is. Whoever it is. There's something about your nose now that's coming through. Something about the nose. Maybe there's a nose injury. I'm seeing very, very small tanks here. I'm also seeing, it's like in the show Silo. Yeah, the moon. You've had the moon a few times. In the show Silo, and it's literally a silo, different levels, maybe you've seen, it's not the point. Anyway, I'm seeing the people at the bottom, and they like do all the engine room stuff. And there's this one girl.
Am I a ghost?
Yes, it appears that way. And she ends up becoming sheriff and goes on this whole journey and finds this message from her lover who passed on, and now she's the sheriff, and it disgruntles the whole system, and yet it was all put in place because she found something out. That's what it's making me feel like. That's what it's making me feel like. Especially when I'm in, like, so it feels like there's work being done to keep everything going. Something very like, there's lots of portals in this around you. Maybe, again, where you live, the actual land, or where you go. You've got the moon there.
Lower.
And there's this, I feel to protect my space, my dwelling, where I belong, and other creatures that belong. It's like the lighthouse with a billion lights. But I must protect it, and I'm rigid in this. I am rigid in respect. Because I have riches in different realms. That's how that's making me feel. Riches in different realms. There's another masculine energy that keeps popping out with me. Again, even with this differences card coming through, it's like I don't fuss over this. My dark and my light, my shadow and my shine, they are one and of the same. One and of the same. Sometimes they look at each other like, what? Or if I've had a moment. Okay, continuing on. There's another masculine energy down here. Something, I don't know if it was the way he spoke. Maybe he took a bite out of you. Something about his ears specifically. And I'm seeing wolves in them. And something about what would be, yeah, that's what those spaces are. Thank you. Right in there is like cosmic. This is that feminine. I was gonna say celestial, but it's like see. Oh, okay. It's like the opal. I swallowed the pearl. I swallowed the opal, and it holds a whole universe in it. And people, it has created a fuss in the cosmos. That's how it makes me feel. I don't know. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. That's an emotional, ethereal waters. I actually feel like it's a lot of lifetimes that I've sailed through, because again, there's like this pirate feel. Not pirate ship per se, but I'm back in the Goonies. And I'm looking for, or I find people along the way, that are good. That's not a judgment of good or bad, because it's very shadow shine harmonized. That are willing to kind of go on the adventure authentically. And something about not trying to stifle the iridescence of life. So now I'm also seeing, like, if something kind of twinkles, I kind of go towards that. Yeah, it's like seeing a vampire. What is it from Twilight? And you know how like when they're in the daylight, they have that twinkle. That's what I feel like. We're good. Okay, thank you. I will bring these up for you with the Magician's Sword and Horseman, Herald of Change. Okay, so I just heard the devil holds a secret and I know it. And then even though these cards are very positive, but give me a moment. It's like I am... You know how, again, it's like in this lore land, or I don't know, maybe it's religious. I have no idea. I think it might be religious. It's like the horsemen of change, or the dark horsemen. Okay. But then there's like light ones as well. They're decorated differently. And I'm bringing about change, but it's like I get upon my horse and I have my sword. And it comes off the ship where I have this group full, or this mindful group of like consciousness, different consciousnesses that I connect with, because it all feels like a dream in the way when I'm on this boat, the way we communicate, it's like so colorful, and the colorfuls aren't competing. There's many riches from different realities that are being brought upon this boat. And yes, we will defend it. That doesn't make us your enemy. I'm seeing Father Winter. I'm also hearing fee, fi, fo, fum, fee, fi, fo, fum. I don't know if people just like to... Maybe you stomp. I know I can be an absolute bull in a china shop. Something about my nasal passages or this masculine energy. Okay, I'm going to pull a few tree cards here to support, and then I'm going to get ready to close. So thank you so much for being my muse. This has been such an adventure. Amazing. So the lark tree, good news. The pear tree, good relationships. The mimosa tree, fulfillment. I saw you. The almond tree, a windfall. We'll take one more. And the elder tree of protection. Yeah, there's so much protection around you. Confidence. I have confidence. It's
Punished.
that, okay, it's bringing me back into the rigid card, which is bringing me in here. There's even a rooster in here. You know, like one of those things that will, on top of the farmhouses or barns, and tells you which direction the wind is coming, or the sound I hear as well. Sound is coming. That rooster, it is made of metal. Tells a crow, and the crow delivers the message to you or somebody in your group, somebody in your community, somebody in your circle, your inner circle, your aura, if I may. Whatever layer that may be in, like wandering well out. Like you might get news from 8 city blocks away, and it comes in. And it's almost like having faith in the fortitude of the wall, of any blocks, and also knowing when to break some down and like rearrange them to create other things with. It's like I've gone through build up, breakdowns, build up, breakdowns, and always allowing space to protect myself and defend my divinity, defend my density experience. I don't know what it is. I'm also seeing Muppets. It looks every time I wander in there, it looks a little alien-y. Okay, your trees. Sorry. So we have the larch tree and the pear tree. And a partridge in a pear tree. The larch tree is good news. Success arrives with perseverance. No mountain is too high for you to climb. There's a gentleness about this as well with Bambi being in there, or at least the way I'm seeing it is with Bambi. And then something about good relationships with the pear tree. Fruitful, long-lasting success is certain, bringing union, partnership, harmony, and a meeting and a love match. And it could be those love doves. It could be like those... Oh my goodness. I gotta remember to change the camera. Maybe they were little pears. And I saw them as peanuts. Peanuts and pears, peanuts and pears. All right. And then you also had here the mimosa tree and the almond tree of a windfall and fulfillment. Fulfillment and fortitude. And then last but not least, you have here protection with the elder tree. And I kind of just want to say, like, you've had protection a few times. Maybe you cultivate this for other people. You create a space of protection for others. But the mimosa tree of fulfillment, might, activity, energy, and faithful enthusiasm bring the sure beauty of your objective. Faithful and fortitude. I just saw when I was going back to, because it just flashed in front of my eyes, and I saw your Inkblot as a disguise, and it brought me into Joan of Arc feeling. The almond tree, a windfall. Inner riches grow from psychological maturity, bringing a windfall of good fortune. So there's so many riches here. So many riches. And last but not least, the elder tree of protection. Your devotion to the divine laws of good links you to the strong protection of heavenly justice. Opal Oracle, Raaji, thank you so much. I'm going to pull you one more card here because it's so fun. And just to close out with a little sense of humor and nonsense, because it all makes sense somewhere. So we have here, wait, I will bring it up for you, sorry. I don't always read the words first, I do express them. But for me, I tend to read the art first. Okay.
True.
And then last but not least, curves. This weight brings me into time, just the different threads of time. That embryo, that, I guess we've already seen it, the pearl, the opal that has been eaten, the sun, the solar, the moon, the sun and the moon.
Shine.
Atlantis and Mute, like, it was just time after time, time after time. Life hasn't been perfect, but it is whatever it is. And I will be careful going around the curves of this imperfect circle of the globe. That's not a perfect circle, that doesn't have this perfect surface, that life may not in and of itself be perfect. But I will also not be gagged, because I'm seeing the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. That's beautiful. I'm going to leave it here. I hope this supported, inspired our interconnected nature. Thank you again for all that you do. This Scry was for you. I just amuse myself. Until next time.